show you how to use the calendar, in which it's called events in this program. So this is when you sign in, this is what you're going to see, and we're going to scroll down until we get to events. And once you're here, if you're just going to add a new one, then you could go right here. But for the sake of the tutorial, we'll look at all of the events. The first two were the ones that I put in for the 15th of June because you weren't going to be having services on the 16th. So that's why that looks like that. They were one-time events. But if you scroll down, as per your schedule, I have got your fellowship hours, Bible studies, and communions and regular services all scheduled according to how they should appear on your calendar. Like your communion service, the first, third, and fifth Sunday. Every month on the second and fourth Sunday for the worship service. Your fellowship hour from July through November is scheduled on here, and then how it will change the beginning of December until April. So let's look at the calendar. I'm going to go into July, and there we have your fellowship hour only twice a month. Same in August, but in September it's going to change. Well, maybe not quite yet. I think it's November that it changes. Maybe I forget. There we go. December. So it is in there like so. Okay. We're going to go now back to the dashboard. So you go back up here to New Life Lutheran, upper left, click on dashboard, and we're going to go to all events. So if we're going to add one, let's say you were going to have a game night. We are going to add new. You could also go down here and hit add new, but we're going to hit add new at the top left up here. And let's just call it game night. And we're going to put something in to tell it that if we put everything all on one line, you might not see the time. The time is what's going to show up right next to game night. And we want the time to go below game night. If somebody's looking on their phone or on a small screen and the time showed up on here, they may not be able to see it. So we're telling it to take a break. That's what the BR stands for. And we'll show you down here. So we're going to create a date for it. And we're just going to say we're going to have it on this Wednesday. And whatever day you pick to have this on, we said July 3rd, you must use the same dates here. Unless it's like the Synod Convention, that's going to be like a week long, then in that case, you would put the ending date. But something that's just that's happening on a day will just go like so. If you would put in there August 3rd, because you're going to have game night every week until August 3rd, it wouldn't work right. It would show up on every single day. So these two should match in most cases. The starting time is going to be 6:30 p.m. we'll say. Oops, I passed it right up. Okay, don't need an end time unless you're doing some kind of function like a VBS or something that you want to put an end time in. You don't need to do that. This is not reoccurring, so we're going to leave it. But let's just say it was. If it was going to be, you're going to have game night every Wednesday night, then you could put in here weekly and it would show up every week. But we'll go back up to none. When you're done with that, we're going to click Publish over in the right-hand corner. Now we're going to go look what it looks like. So we're going to go up to New Life Lutheran up in the upper left-hand corner. We're going to scroll down to Visit Site. We'll click on the calendar. We're going to go to the next month and we'll see that game night here. And if you see how what I was referring to before, how we put that BR next to the game night, it doesn't show up because it's a code, but your time shows down below. Therefore, in case somebody was looking at a small screen, we'll just look at communion service. If we would have had the time without that BR, the time would have gone over into Monday and it wouldn't have shown up because it would show up behind that block. So that's the reason we put that BR in there. It's just a good practice. Now we'll go back up to New Life Lutheran in the upper left-hand corner and go back to Dashboard. This is our dashboard. And we will go to All Events again. And this is the one that we just created. Okay, so I am going to go into one of your worship service ones in case you want to put in like a Wednesday night service for Advent. and just we'll go over it and look at it here. So what we did is we put worship service and then the BR. And the next one that will come up, because your communion service is the first Sunday of the month, this is showing up that this will change every time you go in here. So, but we're not going to do anything with that. The starting time was 10 a.m. We chose that, and we said that it was monthly. Now, if you're going to do weekly, it's going to look a little bit different. So, probably should just do that so we can have that, and we won't publish it, and then it'll actually be here for your Advent service. I didn't change anything, so I don't need to update that. We're just going to go back in. We'll go right up here, add new. So I'm going to put Advent service. And then I'm going to put that break in. Then I'll choose a date. I don't know when Advent season starts, so you will have to probably come back in here or the next pastor and change it. 1, 2, 3... I'm guessing that it's going to start here. I could be wrong. And even though it's going to go for 4 or 5 weeks, I'm still going to pick this 11/27. Same time. We'll say that the services are at 6 p.m. Go down to p.m. Okay, no ending time. And reoccurrence, we're going to say weekly, because there's going to be an Advent service every Wednesday night, if and so that's what you do. When's it going to reoccur to? So we are going to go into November, into December, and it's going to reoccur. There's obviously not going to be one on the 25th because that's Christmas. So we'll say it's going to reoccur until the 18th. All right. And so it's going to happen on the same day of the week. It's going to recur every week. And I'm going to hit publish for now. We'll go in and we'll look at this on the calendar. And I'm going to click over here so I can go into the November calendar. And you can see there's the Advent service the first time. And there's the other 2 Advent services. Obviously, like I said, this is going to be Christmas, so we wouldn't want to continue it. Now, we don't really want this to show up. So I am going to just edit this. I'm going to make it a draft so it won't show up, because I don't really know when your Advent services are. But at least at this point, it is saved and it's in there. And if somebody wants to activate it, they can. I hope this answers your question. You really shouldn't have to do too much to your calendars unless I've programmed something in there wrong. Always know that I'm just a phone call away if you need something fixed. But for right now, like your whole month is set up, we have to delete this. Good lesson. Let's delete this. So we go into that event. I'm going to go up here to edit event. And I'm going to move to the trash because you don't have game night coming up. And that's that draft one that we just did. But game night will no longer show up. And that is all.